Chapter 3 Mudiwa Janet. But how did I find myself in this situation? Well, a few plausible reasons. The main one being not obedient to God, a sprinkle of stupidity, a lack of experience, being naive. But maybe let me take you back a little bit and walk with you from where it all started. We pulled up to a dusty piece of land. We called them Mustens where I come from. After Baba had died, Amai purchased a stand in New Tafara, a high-density suburb, which is commonly known as the ghetto here in America. We bid farewell to the family from whom my parents used to rent from. When we got there, what awaited for us were two little wooden cabins, Zitangwena. On the right side was a toilet, which was basically a better version of a Blair toilet, because instead of being able to see through the hole and everything that is inside, it had a built-in thick pipe that went down into the sewer. My sekuru had acquired heavy black plastics and built around it for privacy. Those were essentially the walls of the toilet. On the days we wanted a shower experience, like running water, and not use the bucket, we will connect the hosepipe and lay the top of the hosepipe on top of the plastic. And then we'll just stand there and let the water fall on our heads, hitting us so hard, but yet be so joyful, jumping up and down, singing, shower, shower, shower. Our TV was a little black and white TV that used a car battery to function. Yes, you heard right. A car battery. You literally had to plug the blue and the red pegs to connect it. We had to take it to the gas station to get recharged, usually every other 2 weeks. And we had to make sure we did this in time for Monday drama, because if by any chance we did not and it ran out, it would be chaotic. So my mother's younger sister, my aunt, would put it in a wheelbarrow and would walk her to the grocery stores where it would get recharged. We all used to fit in the 2 rooms. My mother, my siblings, my aunt, or my sekuru, or any of Amai's relatives who played a pivotal role in providing help and support for my widowed mother. Amai went on to get herself a better paying job after Sekuru helped her acquire a better job. I remember the day she went for the interview. She put on lipstick. I have no idea where she got it because my mother never used to wear makeup. I remember looking at her thinking she was extra gorgeous and pretty. She put on what we used to call my costume, a black and white skirt and a jacket. She must have been around 40, I think, because Baba had passed when she was 37 and pregnant with my younger sister. He was 36. Slowly but surely, she started building a house on the bare ground, a 7-bedroom house. We used to eat meat every day in this Chitangwena. Not because my mother used to buy meat every day or she could afford it. Granted, it was a piece or 2 per person. She had built a good rapport with the cooks at her workplace, so when they would dish her food out, they would put a little bit more extra for her, and she would eat the rice or the sadza with just the soup and leave the meat for us for dinner, for everybody. Sometimes she would bring one single apple and make us cut it into 6 slices, just so everybody could have a piece. But that's how we used to eat meat every day, not because she could afford it. On weekends, sometimes she would wake up sometimes and make a heavy breakfast with eggs, baked beans, and so forth, and would spread a sitting mat outside and indulge rupasa. This was usually sometimes after coming from the fields. The first thing she looked for when we go to Tafara was not one field, nah. I think we had 2 or 3. She would wake us early in the morning and would be livid, and she would be singing, trying to motivate us. I usually would concede and join her in the singing. If she wasn't in the fields, she was always in the garden, blasting loudly some tuku music or Simon Chimbetu. Doshandira kurarama warume. We never used to purchase things like cornmeal because we grew our own. Towards Christmas, she would take us to Edgar's or Gretamin's, where she had an account. I didn't like the clothes there. I preferred Alcatraz. I felt they were cooler, but I guess it was better for her financially to take some items and pay for them bit by bit. She would always have to hustle up the associates, though. She would always say, I want a male associate. They're nicer. That means they're nicer and they're more understanding than female associates. Every Christmas season, she would always be in the black book for non-payment. The associate would say something like, Moms, you have to pay that before I can approve the sale for today. To which my mother would respond, look at your siblings, with a serious face. Uruda vatambi Christmas without new clothes. Which essentially means, if you don't let me buy the clothes, your younger siblings will not have anything to wear, even though we were not related. They always curved, and we would always walk out there with bags of clothes. New clothes at Christmas were a big deal. Matter of fact, we used to only get new clothes on Christmas and New Year's. She would then send us to the tuck shop with a wheelbarrow and would buy like 3 crates of soft drinks, sodas, and upon arrival would put them in a huge dish and wash them thoroughly before loading them in the fridge. When COVID hit, I was good. I was used to washing everything before putting it away. As long as it's washable, you had to wash it. She would also purchase a cake at Cutie's near her workplace and ice cream, all the nice goodies. Christmas was always lit, eating unlimited rice and soft drinks, which would carry us into the new year. And after our house got built, we would dance on the veranda for hours on end until we got tired. We were never sent back from school for school fees because the job she had acquired paid for all our fees. That was not a coincidence. That was God's provision, yet again. People would always wonder, how does she do it? A widow with 4 kids, who does she think she is? The answer was God and hard work. And there's no other reason we made it out of the hood except for God. The reality is that the ghetto is the same everywhere. It's not only in America that it is difficult to escape. It sucks you in. I've gone back there and bumped into some old schoolmates whose stories didn't end so well. And so it was not by coincidence that my mother was able to provide to a level we managed to get to where we are today. I know it sounds like we were poor, but I never felt poor. I still don't. And I made sure we exposed as much as she could. And so I was raised by strength and courage. And that's something I definitely picked off, something that helped me to get through the hard times. In a world that demonizes women for strength and hard work, as an attack on masculinity, I remain unmoved because the strength and hard work is what enables generations to have it a little better. Even the Proverbs 31 woman was not just good at waking up at 5 a.m. and cater to her husband and children, but she also acquired land for her kids and generations to come. She was also consulted at the city gates by other men. But that's besides the point. At this point, I'd rather prefer that my husband takes care of me because I'm in my soft era. Everything that has happened so far, up until now, can only be because God had intentions. My name is Tendai Taruvinga, and I'm signing out.